Today I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite Goodeids species, the Xenotoca Variata, or Jeweled Goodeid. I really find this fish quite striking with its jeweled scales. This fish almost looks like a disco ball swimming through your tank. So let's dive in and learn more about this fish. Like the majority of Goodeid species, this fish is native to central Mexico, where it can be found in a variety of different habitats. Unlike most Goodeid species, this fish is listed as least concern on the IUCN list, as this species is broadly distributed throughout its habitat. This is mainly due to the fact that this fish has been able to withstand higher levels of pollution that have wiped out other Goodeid species. Regardless of this, we should still take care to ensure this fish is available in the hobby for generations to come. Size-wise, this fish tops out at about 3.5 inches, and I currently keep mine in a 29-gallon tank, and they've done quite well for me. If you read the recommendation on the Goodeids Working Group website, it recommends a tank size of 150 liters, which is about a 40-gallon breeder. But I have found that a 29-gallon tank will be suitable for keeping these fish. In a pinch, you could probably even shoehorn these fish into a 20-gallon, especially if you're growing out fry. With some basic aquarium care, I find these fish to be fairly hardy and would say that they're fine for the immediate hobbyist and above. One thing that you need to keep in mind is temperature, and not allowing these fish to get too warm. I found that these fish are a little bit more temperature tolerant than some of the other species, but I still wouldn't let them get above 77 degrees Fahrenheit as they generally start to fall apart. These fish do prefer harder water and do fine in the fish barn, where the pH is about 7.8 to 8.0 depending on the day. I found that these fish do well with a sponge filter and heavily planted tank. The plants both help with filtration as well as provide protection for the fry. In my experience, I found the Jeweled Goodeid to be easy to feed, taking a wide variety of live, flake, pellet, and frozen foods. I regularly feed mine a mixture of extreme krill and spirulina flakes, which they've taken quite readily. When I do make it, they also readily take live baby brine shrimp. I do find the males to be a little bit on the aggressive side, especially when they're fighting with other males. Though I do not consider Goodeids community fish, you might be able to try them with some fish like rainbow fish, which would enjoy the same water parameters and temperatures. But for the benefit of both fish, I would only suggest trying this in a tank that's a 40 breeder or above. While this fish is a live bear, like guppies and platies, there are some stark differences. First of all, the males do not possess a gonopodium, but instead just have a little notch in their anal fin, while the females, like all live bears, just have a rounded anal fin. I do find the males tend to get very colored up when they're squabbling and trying to attract females. Unlike the 30-day gestation period for other live bearers, the gestation period for this Goodeid, as well as all the others, is around 60 days. Your young Xenotoca Variata will come out quite larger than your typical live bears, but these fish generally have fewer fry, often releasing less than 10. The fry will eat readily and will eat a wide variety of crushed up flake, baby brine, and any other smaller type foods. One thing that I'll caution you on with this fish, along with all the other Goodeids, is to not sell your fry when they're young. I'd only sell fry once you have a large colony going. I have found that with a lot of Goodeid species, the fish will breed when they're younger and then stop breeding once they get older. This has actually happened to my colony of Xenotoca Variata, and I've recently added some younger fish to try and jumpstart this colony. So now that we've learned a little bit about this fish, let's talk about where to find it. Given their abundance in the wild, and my own personal experience, I have found that this fish is one of the easier Goodeid species to find. With that being said, there are quite a few live bear people in my state, so your state might be a little bit different. There are a couple routes that I would use to find these fish. One being checking out the auctions in Aquabid, Get Gills, or any other auction site, and then also checking out the American Live Bear Convention, which both has the Goodeids Working Group auction, as well as the main auction for the event. If you can get to Chicago, the Chicago Live Bear Association does have an annual rare fish auction as well, which would be a great place to find them. While not as popular as fish such as the Mica splendens or Iliodon furcidens, I still find this fish to be pretty easy to find. Once you've found your new Jeweled Goodeids, I would implore you to keep all of the collection information and pass that information on to fellow hobbyists once you decide to sell the fry. This location info is important in case the fish does become threatened in the wild, given the fact that we can preserve wild pristine stocks in our aquariums for possible reintroduction into the wild. I really do hope you enjoyed looking at some of my favorite Goodeids species, and if you want some more information on these fish, I would highly recommend that you check out the Goodeid Working Group website. I'll go ahead and put a link here in the description. So with that, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.